What it do? What it do? You know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, comment to my YouTube channel. Most definitely hit that bell icon, the notification bell that alerts you all content that I will drop to my YouTube channel. Also hit the thumbs up, the AKA the like button. YouTube appreciate that. S.L.R Media TV will appreciate that. Also make sure you hit the subscribe button. We on the road to 4,000 subscribers. Let's get it. Also, I need everybody to run it back and go support my second YouTube channel, S.L.R Sports News TV. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment over there. We on the way to 800 subscribers over there. Let's get it. Also, you like the content that I do, make sure you hit the Cash App. Cash App is pinned in at the ticker, $ all caps, SRED 40. All proceeds stick with the channel. Appreciate everybody who donates to the channel. Appreciate so much love. Shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to my future subscribers. We back in the building, running it back, double up. Part 2, the war in hip hop, Diddy freak offs. Yeah, you know what we got. We got the exclusive footage in detail. You know what I'm gonna say. Will Diddy do the Diddy bop? Will he be leaving the court telling motherfuckers, take that? Bad boy, it won't stop. Will he? Or will he be, I be missing you, when he got to do that life bit? But we got a lot we got to break down today. Got great content. We about to get into it. We're about to break it down. Let's get into it. And on top of that, I got one of the freak offs. Yeah, I got one of Diddy freak offs that was talking about the freak leak. Yeah, I got one. We're going to drop the content on the latest freak off. Yeah.
I'm going to do some quick takeaways really fast from this afternoon. I'm in an Uber. Cassie finished her direct examination and there were some bombshells. You can find my full video on YouTube, but really quick here, some really big things today that we learned. We learned about Kid Cudi, their relationship, and what Diddy allegedly said to Kid Cudi when...
How all of that led up to...
I'm going to do some quick takeaways really fast from this afternoon. I'm in an Uber. Cassie finished her direct examination and there were some bombshells. You can find my full video on YouTube, but really quick here, some really big things today that we learned. We learned about Kid Cudi, their relationship, and what Diddy allegedly said to Kid Cudi when Kid Cudi asked him himself, what about my vehicle? Diddy said, what about your vehicle? And when he first found out about Cassie and Kid Cudi, Cassie alleged that he lunged at her with a wine opener. And then after they got into it a few days later, he kicked her in the back and she had a huge bruise. that we saw. Her mom actually took these pictures when Cassie went home for Christmas in Connecticut, and then she ended up breaking off things with Kid Cudi after Diddy had threatened them. And we saw an email actually that Cassie wrote her mother, and the subject line was threats, and she told her mother, I'm thinking, you know, to get it out there just in case anything happened. She said that Diddy was threatening to hurt her and Scott, who's Kid Cudi, but he wouldn't do it by his own hands. He would have someone else do it when he was out of the country. Rico. And then she said that he threatened to release videos of her, sex tape videos, which we know as FOs. But it was crazy. Cassie also alleged that he raped her in 2018 after they went to a dinner, a closure dinner, and she said that he dropped her off at home, he followed her inside, and he raped her on the floor of her living room. It was very tragic, very sad. But then the prosecutor asked her, well, did you see him again after that? And were you with him physically after that? And she said yes. That wasn't great, but it's very complicated. Something else that I thought was huge, they were talking about Cassie's drug use and opioids and where she got the opioids, and she got them from Diddy for a number of years. And it turns out he got them from different doctors that were writing him scripts and would change the names for him. It would be his name, assistants' names, Cassie's names. I thought that was huge. Cassie also disclosed to us that she settled with him, her 2023 lawsuit, for $20 million. Not enough if you ask me, because what she went through, oh my goodness. And then we heard about more beatings where security guards like D-Rock would walk in, see her huddled under a toilet with knots and blood everywhere, and he cried. She said that he actually cried. And after one specific beating, and this was part of her lawsuit, but hearing Cassie talk about it herself on the stand was, oh my gosh, insane. He had her stay at the London Hotel for 7 to 10 days, wouldn't let her leave. She begged to leave to go see her mom, and he said no, not until she was healed. It was awful to witness. Again, we heard about many beatings, many awful beatings. Another time, the beating where he stomped her face in his car and she ran off, and then Roger Bonds went to chase after her, brought her back to Diddy's house. She had black eyes again, knots, and she was vomiting, and she testified that even this time when Diddy saw her, he was like, oh my gosh, and his demeanor totally changed. She said that she saw him get violent with assistants. She saw him drag assistant Mia out of bed one time when he wanted her phone and Mia wouldn't give him the phone. She testified that she saw him hit someone named Eli in the side of the head in a car. Another time he hit her friend over the head with a wooden hanger. We heard about the balcony dangle, which was more like he dangled her friend for a second and then pulled her back up and threw her on patio furniture. I mean, not like it's that much better. And then, yeah, we heard about like just things that maybe we knew, but she expanded on a lot of it. I'm trying to think. We saw text messages as well when they broke up. Diddy and Cassie broke up, and he wanted her iPad. He said, you've got a lot of skeletons on that iPad, you know, I want it. And he also talked about wanting his money. And then she wrote back like, you know, do you want me to tell the truth? It's a lot more than this iPad. And I'm paraphrasing. And the money he allegedly wanted was the money that he paid Alex Fine, the trainer he hired for Cassie, who is now her husband. There was also, let me see. Oh yeah, the text messages. Let me see. No, I think that, listen, go to my video on YouTube. I have a lot of it there. I need to type it all out because there was so much. But this, I'd say these were my main takeaways for today in 5 minutes.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. But sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
So in May of 2018, a man named Jonathan Odie opened fire at Donald Trump's Miami golf course and was shot and arrested by police. Now, Odie said that he was in the middle of a bipolar episode. That's where it gets interesting. Later, while being questioned by Florida authorities, Odie brought up something totally unexpected. He claimed that he'd been a sex slave for Sean Diddy Combs and Cassie Ventura. This video is courtesy of Real World Media. Take a look.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate, tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a sex slave.
So at the time, Odie's story seemed too far-fetched to believe, but not anymore. And now, in an exclusive interview, Odie opens up to News Nation senior producer Allison Weiner about his claims, beginning with why he's agreed to talk now. Listen to this.
I felt bad because I got along well with her, and I think she's a decent person. And unfortunately, I had a suspicion that she was in a situation that she was in, but I wasn't sure. And now I understand what was going on in my life and what was happening. And him beating her up in the hotel shows me the type of individual he is and confirms that everything that happened to me was true and correct and in line with his personality.
So he's speaking to us from a Miami jail now. Here is how Odie says it all began for him.
I was a male Chippendale, a model Chippendale, you could say. And they called me for a show they called an agency that I work for to do a show. And then I went and did a show, and things led to them offering me more money to perform sexual acts. And that's it. That's how I basically got started. I get dressed like a police officer, I do a show, and they'll strip down. And then, they offer me some more money. They offer me some more money to do some extra stuff.
So Odie did get specific about the extra stuff that he says Diddy wanted from him, and these specifics were consistent with what he told law enforcement during the 2014 interrogation. Here is how he describes the atmosphere and how frequently it happened.
Candles, sensual atmosphere, lights off. He would sit in a corner in a sofa, watch and masturbate. And he'd say, he'd tell her, give her instructions what to do to me. Perform oral sex, rub baby oil. Then he'd tell me rub baby on her, perform oral sex, and then have sex.
How many times did you have sex with Cassie?
Probably like 15 sessions.
And what did you get paid? How much?
It would be like 800 each time. Each act. But sometimes they'll call me twice. I'll leave, and then 3 hours later, they will call me, come back.
And so Odie claimed that the sessions were drug-fueled and that his concern for both Cassie and himself led him to get one of their sessions on video. Listen to what he says about that.
Why did you decide to record or video?
Because after she passed out, I decided to record that. So in the event anything worse happened, like if she died, or anybody died, it will be on camera, it will be on video, what happened. So I wouldn't be responsible for any of that.
So you were beginning to worry about her doing drugs. I mean, like about her dying or him dying or somebody dying from the drugs, and that you would be held responsible. So you brought a video. You brought your phone?
No, I had a USB video memory stick done like spy shot, and I put it in a wallet on the table, in the living room table of the hotel I was upstairs. I just filmed it, and it had everything I described, and it had her threatening me, but he was telling her what to say. We had an argument. When I left, I knew they were paranoid. So I wanted to guarantee my safety. So I texted him. I said, "Hey, if anything happens to me, I got evidence I've been with you." At the settlement table, there was a lot of irregularities. Okay, It was my first settlement. So they brought me in, and Diddy had a T-shirt with two men in ski masks pointing, making gun signs. Okay, and it was black and white, and it had a red frame. Okay, but that's the way he operates. He communicates, threatening you, like saying, "I'm gonna have you killed."
So Odie says to prevent the recording from going public, that's what he was just talking about, Diddy had him sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, in exchange for $5 million in hush money. This was in 2014. The Daily Mail ran a screenshot of what appears to be a signature page signed by Sean Combs and Odie. We have not been able to obtain the document or verify its contents or authenticity, nor have we been able to verify the existence of the video that you heard him talking about. Now, according to Daily Mail's report, the timing coincided with a spending spree by Odie of Florida real estate, and it also coincided with Odie's divorce. His ex-wife tells the Daily Mail that she found out about his windfall only after their split.
Basically, the day the incidents happened at Trump National Doral, I had taken medication, and I'd been diagnosed bipolar, but I wasn't sure I was bipolar, and I had an episode, and basically, I've been taking medication every day. I've been stable. I had no issues in jail. I've had excellent behavior in jail. I'm ready to come out to society and be a productive member of society.
All right, so Odie remains locked up in a Florida jail, still awaiting trial on charges of attempted murder, armed burglary, aggravated assault, and armed grand theft. Regarding the sex slave claims, we've reached out to Sean Diddy Combs' team for comment and have yet to hear back. And thank you to Allison Weiner for that interview. We'll continue to investigate all of that.
I've had a great life.
I've settled $4.125 million with Diddy. Okay, but he's scared that I was going to expose him.
I don't want to talk about Diddy right now. I want to talk about you. Help me understand you.
Something crazy is happening behind the scenes of the Diddy scandal, and now one of his most unexpected connections is being dragged into the spotlight. Jonathan Audie, the man once dismissed as just another conspiracy theorist, may be the missing piece to a much bigger puzzle.
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself these days. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people.
An explosive NDA he allegedly signed with Diddy just leaked, and it's not just about Diddy. Audie claims he knows who is protecting him and why. And get this, it seems like he has been paying the price for holding on to that information all these years. Between hundreds of subpoenas, unexplained extensions, and poor legal advice, Jonathan's been left to rot in prison all these years.
Do you know the status of his case?
It's been pending for literally 7 years, since 2018.
There are only a few people in Hollywood who have that kind of power, and that's exactly why fans believe that Jonathan's on the radar of the wrong men. Just why are powerful people trying to shut him up? Who is he exposing, and why is his case being quietly buried? Let's find out. So a couple of years ago, when Jonathan sat down with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, he said this.
I've had a great life. I've settled $4.125 million with Diddy. Okay, but he's scared that I was going to expose him.
I don't want to talk about Diddy right now. I want to talk about you. Help me understand you.
Now, this comment was swept under the rug, but for the people that paid attention to everything Audie spilled in that interrogation room, it seemed like he was hinting at an NDA with Diddy. And guess what? It looks like those speculations were spot on, because a picture of an NDA allegedly signed by Audie and Combs in Miami in 2014 hit the internet a couple of days ago. The document clearly shows Diddy's signature as well as Audie's, adding another layer of authenticity to his wild claims. And guess what? Audie's wife of 6 years, Tonya Troutwine, is also stepping up to confirm the allegations made by her former husband. According to her, the NDA was signed right around the time the two of them got a divorce. She said, "The date of that contract was around the same time as our divorce. I almost feel like he divorced me because he came to all this money, and so I wouldn't claim it. But our lives were already going in different paths. I started feeling like a third wheel in someone else's life rather than a wife." Of course, finding the truth about what happened years later shook Tonya to her core. To be fair, she had always known that Jonathan would end up in the spotlight.
When I met Johnny, he was a local celebrity in Miami. He danced for the local Spanish telenovelas. He's fluent in Portuguese, Cuban slang. So I knew when I married Johnny, he's a performer. That's not me. He's an exhibitionist. He loves people. He loves being in the limelight. So the fact that he somehow entered the limelight is not a surprise to me. That is not the shocking part.
However, she never imagined that it would be for something like this. He's known as the former worker who was Diddy's slave. She also didn't count on Jonathan being violent, since she had always disapproved of it.
The way it happened is extremely shocking to me, extremely disheartening. And I think my initial reaction was anger, because he knew I was against violence. He was a very kind of anti-violence. So for him to enter kind of the mainstream public arena in a violent way was very disheartening and very sad, very angry and sad.
Fans are assuming that the close contact with Diddy might have messed him up. And it seems like that's true, because up until a certain point, Tonya and Jonathan had the perfect relationship.
He helped me out of a relationship. He was the guy, and I think that's why I tolerated a lot of our differences in our professional lives, because he was I never worried ever. I had complete freedom with him to go on the beach, to work, to meet colleagues. He wasn't controlling. He wasn't in any way. And he was a lot of fun to be around. You always felt safe. He was someone that lit up a room when he walked in. He was a simple guy. He was never flashy or overdressed or anything. But him and I could literally walk into a coffee shop and everyone's head would turn. He was just that striking of a personality.
She also said this 100% gives a lot of truth and legitimacy to everything he was speaking about. Johnny was a smart guy, and he would have picked up on things. And the fact that P. Diddy even signed an agreement with him and didn't just write him off, that tells me that P. Diddy had some level of respect for him. Mind you, Diddy paid him $5 million to keep quiet. Now, for anyone wondering why Diddy would waste so much resources on a guy like Jonathan, well, that's because he wasn't just a random guy. The world knew him as the guy arrested in 2018 after he was reportedly caught on camera carrying a U.S. flag and ranting about the president as he stormed into the lobby of the Trump National Doral Golf Club before getting into a shootout with cops. But the real problem was the fact that Jonathan knew stuff, secrets about Diddy's empire. And guess what? He spilled it all while he was interrogated for his crimes long before any of the current accusations against Diddy had been brought to the table. As for how he came across this information, well, Jonathan had 15 encounters with Diddy and Cassie, and he kept his ears open every time he was in the room with them.
I had with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone.
Jonathan overheard some really disturbing stuff during these encounters. According to him, Diddy was a part of a branch of Illuminati called the Bulla that preyed on young artists and took part in unnerving rituals.
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy?
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself these days. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Bulla. The Bulla is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people.
He also said they do satanic ritual, which is basically CIA mind programming techniques to their own family and kids, etc. in the group, and they bond that way. Okay, so they do animal killing of animals, sacrifices, and everything in the Bohemian Grove. Mind you, Jonathan made these claims back in 2018. This was long before anyone had any idea about the kind of creepy stuff that Diddy was involved in. Naturally, it makes sense why Diddy made him sign that NDA. He couldn't have Adi being the first person to unravel his empire. But here's where things take a disturbing turn. See, Jonathan didn't just implicate Diddy in his allegations. He shed light on this chilling ring of people working in the shadows whose sole purpose was bending the law to their will. For years, these figures have not only exploited innocent souls, but also used their position to move illegal substances across the states to make themselves richer.
What happens is the following. The hip-hop agenda is an agenda to move drugs all over the United States. You need to involve the DEA. They move all the dope, all the dope on private jets, which don't get screened by
customs,
by the inside the United States. Okay, they move what's called high grade powdered MDMA. They move and they move liquid.
And well, it's a lucrative business, one that made the wrong kinds of people richer. And that's exactly why Jonathan's claims were buried. See, if his allegations had hit the mainstream media all those years ago, it wouldn't have just been bad news for Diddy. It would have been game over for the higher-ups backing him up as well. And so the story was buried. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Jonathan was first arrested back in 2018. As of 2025, it's been almost 7 years since the feds took him. You'd think his case would have made some progress in that time. But no. Instead, he's been locked in a cell, left to rot where no one can hear his story.
Do you know the status of his case?
It's been pending for literally 7 years, since 2018.
Tonya tried to raise her voice for him, but she's been hit with excuses after excuses. At one point, his lawyers played the pandemic card, but Adi's wife felt like they could have filed petitions to speed up the process. It's what she would have done in their place.
The attorneys have not called me, consulted with me, talked to me in any way. I have followed other cases of his current attorney, and it does seem he kind of, lets things kind of play out on their own. There haven't been any filings.
And get this, by bringing his case to a halt, the higher-ups weren't just shutting him down. They were also taking away his peace of mind. How would have that helped them? Well, painting Adi as insane takes away his credibility. And yes, it seems like that strategy worked because Jonathan's own wife said she was concerned about him. He's been sitting in a jail cell all this time without an opportunity to tell his story.
I believe Johnny to be a victim, and I think, victims should speak out. I'm just really concerned that it's been so many years and he hasn't really had an opportunity to speak out.
And it doesn't look like Jonathan's wife is messing around because YouTuber BJ Investigates actually went to one of Adi's hearings and she was shocked by the injustice. For starters, just like Tonya said, the case was being pushed.
Now, I looked at the docket and it looks like this case has just been being pushed off and pushed off and pushed off for literally Years.
And then she found hundreds of subpoenas. Not to mention, the hearing that she attended was labeled as a plea, which was alarming because right up until a month, they were calling it a trial hearing or a status hearing. So why did it suddenly change to a plea? What exactly could Jonathan plead to? Speaking of him, there's no way anyone could tell if he really was in that courtroom because of how the camera was set up.
The camera is not set up in the courtroom, so you can't see in the courtroom. You could only see her, the judge, and there was like this one judicial assistant you could see. So you couldn't see her, if Jonathan Oddie was there or not.
And get this. When it was finally time for Audie's case, the judge passed on the case because of a technical thing that the YouTuber couldn't figure out. The second time Audie's name was called wasn't any different.
I'm paraphrasing, but she's like, does anybody have any notes? Anybody have anything? Anybody have anything to report? It's just kind of like one of those moments, right? No, they did not. Nobody did. Crickets. And she said she would continue to pass on that case.
The case was then called for the third time. And guess what? This time, someone for Audie's team clearly told the judge that his lawyer wasn't there, so they couldn't have the hearing. And just like that, Audie was sent back to rot in a prison cell. The way that everything went down was super shady. That team member I just mentioned, he actually called for a sidebar and the judge went off the record. It looks like he asked for an extension, which doesn't exactly make sense because this case has been pushed for years now.
It goes by. That was at 9:54. She turned it off. And at 9:57, she was still off the record. By 9:58, she's back and she called the next case. So she didn't announce anything. She didn't say, all right, Jonathan Oddie is rescheduled to November 11th. Or, none, like, she just came back on her, all right, I'm going to call case number. And it's like, what?
And while fans think BJ Investigates uncovered something big, one person pointed out, BJ Investigates has been trying to trace the dude because he hasn't been seen in the court since that interrogation, 2018. She's been on all of the legal sites and found that he is untraceable, can't figure out where he is being held either because so many documents have discrepancies and are at odds with each other. He's even been listed as dead. Now think about it seriously. Who do you think has the power to pull these kinds of moves? It's obviously someone way high up in the food chain, and that's why fans are convinced that Jonathan somehow managed to make the worst enemies possible. These people have been actively trying to sideline his voice so the truth doesn't reach the public. However, despite the obstacles in his path, Jonathan's still committed to getting his story out there. With Diddy's trial underway, fans found out that prosecutors have added someone to the witness list they are calling Victim 5. The defense had tried to keep the witness's testimony from trial, but Judge Aaron Subramanian ruled at least some of it will be admitted in court. However, the judge said the alleged victim will not be granted anonymity. Apparently, this victim will talk about what went down between him and Diddy. Now, the former music mogul has not been sued by the victim, but the prosecutors believe it will show a pattern of behavior. With all the facts on the table, a lot of folks believe that Jonathan Oddie will be victim 5. He checks all the boxes and he definitely has something to say. And that's got a lot of people scared. Besides, some fans believe that the feds have actually had him in witness protection all these years so they could build their case against Diddy. Hopefully, that's true, because the alternative seems chilling. At the end of the day, Jonathan knows a lot about the industry. So whatever he says on that stand, if he takes it, is going to drastically shift things. The question is he going to speak up about how he was cast aside? And will that be enough to bring charges against those who back Diddy? Let us know what you think in the comment section below and make sure to check out this next video.
How all of that led up to Thursday night, Friday morning.
Well, I've been trying. My settlement put me in a box. Basically, I couldn't talk because I was going to be sued. So I let it be, but they've been following me, and they've had, Mark Garrett has had the FBI on me, has had other agencies looking at me and spying on me, okay, because they wanted to set me up as an extortionist, like if I was extorting Sean for money. It's wrong. Basically what happened is Diddy and Ross, which they're good buddies, okay, they're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Alright.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter. Okay?
Who supporter?
Hamas.
Hamas. Yeah.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No worry.
Hamas supporter, okay?
Right.
Basically, he's Arab, Palestinian, okay? The S.L.R agenda, okay, is basically binge drinking poured out on a yacht, They promote binge drinking and drugs. Okay, how do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy?
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever he calls himself these days. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people. Okay. I'm from Africa, so I'm not a racist. Okay. You're my brother, so I like black people.
Okay.
My mom, I was raised by an African woman in my house. Okay. She was just a servant, but she was she took care of me.
Right.
So I love black people. Okay. I had settlement with Sean. Okay. And he belongs to that agenda. That's why he's so famous. They land all the contracts. It's these attorneys, which are Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes. Ben Mercedes worked for Bad Boy Entertainment for 4 years and worked for Hillary Rodman for 5. Okay? When I take Sean the threat of death on me, okay? I don't have it, but I can make it available under secrecy. That means that I wouldn't be liable because I don't want to be getting blamed for anything. Okay. I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a sex slave. Okay, for them that's what I was. That's all. All right. I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued him for the herpes and won. But they did. Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. They asked me to turn in that, which was the video recording, and I did so. They gave it back to me accidentally, and it's possible, I threw everything out, it's possible I can produce a copy.
Gotcha.
It's possible, I'm not sure. Now, how does this lead towards Donald Trump?
Okay.
The Mercedes family, Ben Mercedes, that works with Mark Garagos. Mark Garagos used to be Michael Jackson's attorney.
Yeah, out in Los Angeles.
Yeah. He had he drugged Michael and they OD'd him, okay? He didn't overdose. They OD'd him because they keep the royalties of the music. Michael alone made $860 million alone last year, okay, in 2017. Which who keeps that royalty? The music companies. Who represents the media and entertainment in the United States? Most of them, Mercedes does. Kenny Mercedes, which is Greenman Mercedes Shire out of New York. Okay? So what they've been doing is they've been promoting a hate agenda against Trump. So people hate him. Okay? Because they know he is very alpha. Okay? Very alpha in the sense that he likes money, he likes to make money, and he likes women, and they know they want to defame him in certain ways with Stormy, with other people, because they want him out of the government, okay? But it ain't happening because it's too smart for them. You understand?
You see the non-disclosure agreement. Will he be the part of the trial? Will the feds call him up? Could he be a key piece? I mean, who knows? All the bloggers. There you go. That's why we had S.L.R. Media TV. We gonna blog it. We gonna get it on out there. He's a key part. Diddy try to bury him, keep him in the back burner, keep him locked up. I think he's still locked up. I don't think he out. But I don't know if he gonna play a key piece or major part of the trial though. But you see it though. That's one of the freak offs right there. Now they already had one that went on the stand already. Will they bring him up? Because he know more than the first one do. And he fucked Cassie 15 times and caught the herpes. So Cassie was out here. He talking about I got a UTI. Oh, bitch, you had herpes. You got this motherfucker giving herpes. Diddy had herpes. You had herpes. So any of them tricks, them sex workers that fucked her. And Diddy did. And Diddy told them don't put no condom on. None. So they all raw dogging. They all raw dogging. Yeah, a meat fest. Putting all meat up in a straight raw. So what you think? You know Cassie was gonna be a freak. He was getting straight raw dog dick. Niggas knocking her down, flipping it up, twirling her around, shooting her up like a slinky, RKOs, stunners, you know what I'm saying? F5s. I'm really doing frog splashes in it, backflips. Yeah. See, Diddy gonna get off, but his reputation is fucked up. But don't get me wrong though. He can still probably fuck your girl, your wife, because that's Diddy. And he got the bread. Yeah, yeah. See, Diddy got the he got like he got the rainbow fetish, but he's not a full rainbow. You understand what I'm saying? Like, nah, you know, him putting another man milk juice on him. That's crazy. That's diabolical. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because somebody had to teach him that. Somebody had to teach Diddy that. See, he just didn't just just want to sell man milk juice. He watched another man do the milk juice. See, Diddy learns these freak offs from the rich billionaires. See, Diddy was just a tag along. He was the rich tag along. He's seen this. He's seen them guys do the same thing. Epstein and all of the rich, powerful guys. They all did the man milk. They all hit the Milky Way. So when I heard about it, I was like, damn, that's crazy. That's diabolical. But you got to learn. Diddy had to learn that from somebody. He had to learn that. He had to be enticed and intrigued about it. Somebody had to introduce him to that type of lifestyle. It just didn't fall upon Diddy where Diddy was just sipping man milk. If Diddy was sipping man milk, J-Lo, all the other girls that was with Diddy, they would have came out and said, yeah, he loved the man milk. He been putting man milk on him. That ain't nothing. See, he had to learn that on the way. Will they put Dodie on? Will they put Dodie on? I mean, listen, if they put Dodie on that trial, that's gonna hurt Diddy for sure. Well, nah, it's not gonna hurt Diddy because the dude went and shot up Trump Tower, and so it don't even matter. To this point, it don't even matter because he's still fighting about 4 or 5 cases on that. So it don't even matter. But will Diddy beat the case? I mean, I don't know. We on day 3. We on day 3. And you already know. We tapped into it. So most definitely, as I say again, this is the channel where you want to tune into for all Diddy. Let me see how I want to put this. Accusations. Diddy's voyages. And who knows? All I know right now, what is looking, Fed's got a weak case right now. It's weak. Yeah, Casey got her ass whooped by Diddy. Yeah, I mean, domestic violence happens all the time. And so I mean, rich people, non-rich people, it happens all the time. Right now, there's no Rico. Like, and honestly, tell you the truth, right now, who's looking bad? Who's really looking bad at is Cassie. Cassie's the one looking bad. Okay, she the one got greedy. Diddy paid you $20 million. $20 million. 20 mil. 20 M's. You know he's mad at you. He know he's super frustrated at you. $20 million. Diddy shouldn't even be sitting in court. He shouldn't even be sitting in court. Right now, if he get in, not sitting in court. 20 million, he's not sitting in court. So you got to take the man money and try to lock him up for life. That ain't gonna work. Bad move. Bad move. You'd have been more better off taking it back to a civil case and try to go get more money out of him or something. Because this right here ain't gonna work. By you going out here now, you looking like you just as bad as Diddy. You was in it too. So what you mean? You was setting it up. You was setting all the plays up. You ain't no victim in this. You ain't no victim. You in there getting pound town. Listen, you in there giving out STDs, UTIs, herpes, fucking on your period. You ain't no victim. You were just a part of the game. And you liked it. If he didn't let you record an album, like I said before, all he really had to do was let you record an album, drop 2 singles off the album, let you do a little 10-city tour. You would still be out there spread eagle, baby oil, astro glide up. You teaching dudes how to piss on you. You ain't no victim. So what you got your ass whooped, okay? There's a lot of rich wives get their ass whooped. There's a lot of poor people. There's a lot of poor wives that get their ass whooped. What makes you better than anybody else, Cassie? You had the opportunity a long time ago to escape. I don't give a fuck what you say. You had any opportunity to escape, Cassie. Nobody wants to hear that. All you had to do was take your motherfucking ass to the police precinct. That's all you had to do. Say, I want to go back to my mama. 10 years, Cassie, you ain't no victim. You ain't no victim. You ain't no victim. 10 years. You ain't no victim. Now you the one looking embarrassed, looking stupid with your hubby. But you know, the case goes on. This is the channel when you want to tap into for all of your Diddy freak offs. This the War in Hip Hop Part 2. You know Part 3 coming up. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment to my YouTube channel. Make sure you go to my second YouTube channel, S.L.R Sports News TV. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment over there. Will Diddy beat the case? Make sure you tap in and tune in. But before I go, I'm gonna leave you a little something what Diddy want to address everybody and let everybody know how he feels about the situation.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life, but sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, going to rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
And the Oscar goes to the best actor, Diddy. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. You heard it from Diddy. You heard it. He letting y'all know. He's sorry. Can he get his money back? He say he's sorry. He won't do it no more. No more free calls. No more none of that. He said he just want to go to church on Wednesdays and Sundays. He said allegedly I'm hearing that Diddy next album when he comes out is gonna be a gospel album. Yeah. So hey, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Brother Love. Take that. Allegedly he's paying up to $5 to $10 million for lawyers. And I heard Diddy got a rotation of lawyers. Heard he got a goddamn NBA team. He got a start five and he got a bench. Yeah. Damn. If he feel like you ain't popping that day, he's subbing your ass out. I heard Diddy got a starting five and a bench. Yeah. He better walk. Ain't no way. You gonna take a domestic violent estate case and try to make it a federal case. Stop it. Stop it. Ain't no racketeering. Ain't no none of that. Ain't no RICO. It ain't no fucking RICO. You just basically just killed two reputations. You killed Diddy reputation, you killed Cassie. So okay. Still not gonna stop nobody who's doing free calls. Still not gonna stop the swinger lifestyle. So what you gonna do? You gonna lock everybody up like you're trying to do, Diddy? Stop the bullshit. You didn't lock Hugh Hefner up. You didn't lock the dude from Hustler. You didn't lock the porn industry up. Stop the bullshit. Diddy, all you really had to do was let it get the album, 2 singles, a 10-city tour, and then all you had to do when you was recording shit, all you had to do was put a production name on the videos. Stupid. That's all you had to do, you fucking dummy. How you gonna be in music and how you gonna have an edit team and you stay in California? How you not know the ins and out of doing videos? Damn dummy. Like, subscribe, share, comment to my YouTube channel. You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. I'm out.